Hey guys, Manitove here again with another after action review of my Guild Wars. Let's go ahead and hop on in and see what happened. Now in this first match I am taking on a Bastet, Daphnis, and Skogul. In the second round is Jean, Perna, and Ritesh. Now I brought in my Leica who is not on Will, specifically to tank both the Bastet and the Daphnis. If Daphnis doesn't strip, he doesn't get the defense break, and because of his passive he mitigates the amount of shield that the Daphnis can get. As I've covered in previous videos, Skogul is very weak against shield units, so I brought in Bastet just to minimize Skogul's impact, and Ariel's there just for basic support heals. Nothing fancy. Now you see my Bastet takes a lot of damage there, even through the shield. That's because my Bastet is on a speed defense build. Using the runes that I got, unfortunately. Would like a little bit more HP on her, but it works. As you see, I'm just going to go through the motions here, and I'm going to work down the Bastet now. I'm not going to give a free rock to the Skogul until I can get my shield back up to absorb more of the AoE splash damage. It's a pretty safe comp. There's no way a Skogul is going to kill a Leica. I don't think any of these units, barring the Bastet being on a sneaky violent set, would have been able to take my Leica. So it was a pretty clean match. Very low probability of losing. I also run pretty high accuracy on my Bastet. Oh, that's right. I did switch the defense off. That's why the damage is a lot higher. I used to have her on a speed defense. I think it's a speed defense accuracy now. What I've done after my matches now, I'm going to highlight the runes and the stats of my units just so you can see what I went into the match with, so you can sort of gauge on your level where you're at. We are taking on high-end G1 guilds, and sometimes we splash into the G2 territory. In this round I took in Bulwark, Molong, and Velajul, and the whole reason for this was I knew my Velajul would more than likely outspeed and I'd be able to snipe the Gene. In this way, I'd become a 2v3 situation relatively quickly. I also took in 2 water units to entertain the Ritesh for the specific purpose of I wanted him to crit. When he crits, he gets a speed buff, and every time another unit gets a buff, my Bulwark gets a stack of knowledge, and this allows me to heal through the damage that they're putting out. After the Jean went down, there's really no more threat as long as I keep that immunity up from the AoE defense break. From the Ritesh, there's nothing for me to worry about. And as you see, everything plays out exactly as I had intended it to. The Velajul tanks the Perna, and the Ritesh keeps targeting my Molong, but my Molong is on a good tanky build, so I knew he would be able to sustain himself through those hits. The only threat, like I said, would be the defense break, and because I brought immunity, there wasn't much for me to worry about. Now, I can just snipe out this Ritesh, and the match is virtually over. The Bulwark Molong combo is very, very strong. I'm enjoying it. If you have a Bulwark sitting around and you think that it's just an RTA unit, it has more practical uses. It can even be used in TOA on certain scenarios. Now this is my Bastet plus 163 speed, and mine is on a Swift Broken set. Like I said, speed, defense, accuracy. My Ariel's not much to look at, pretty slow, decently tanky on a Bio Nemesis build, and that's just because I sometimes use it against Lucian Cleaves. My Leica, not overly fast, good attack power on a Vampire crit build for sustainability during long matches. My Bulwark is 128 speed, very good HP, decent defense, and 79% accuracy because I want to steal the buffs. This is my Molong. This is my Violent variant that I have. 129 speed, over 40k defense before tower, or HP before towers on a Violent Broken build. My Velajul plus 141 speed. I'm pretty proud of my Velajul. I really enjoyed this unit. It was the unit that got me into Summoner's War. Now in this match, I'm going up against a Xingze, a Eladriel, and a Gianna. In the second round, I am going up against a pretty typical defense, which is Kamoon, Ethna, Theo. Now, I specifically brought the Light Golem to tank everything, and brought 2 fire units to make sure all damage and everything would be going to the Light Golem, because everything's going to target him because of elemental advantage or disadvantage. I brought in Rakuni for the cleanse and the attack bar manipulation on my side, so I can speed through my skills faster. This virtually eliminated any threat that Gianna's bomb may have posed, and because it takes 5 hits to kill the Light Golem, no matter the attack power of the other unit, it was a pretty safe comp. My only worry was the Eladriel possibly stripping off the defense, and then the Wind Monkey going Bioproc crazy, which they're known to do. But in this instance, Rakuni made it very sustainable, because even if he did get defense broken, once again, with everyone targeting him, that meant the lowest HP would always be on my Light Golem, which means Rakuni would always cleanse that particular unit. And as you see, I'm just going through the rotation and throwing up dots as frequently as I can to minimize any impact Eladriel will have. And once they're all in a killable range, even if Eladriel is able to res, which I don't believe he can during this match, it's not that much of an issue. I really like the Light Golem. I found a lot of uses for him. I use him in comps like this, or against the Wind Lightning Emperor, once again for the inability to be one-shot. The downside is the Light Golem is a little buff dependent, so if you can't get that defense buff up, or if the Wind Emperor is able to steal that defense buff, it makes for a hard time. Now this one was just a generic bomb cleave. I took out the Ethna because the Ethna has turn cycling capability, stun capability, and AoE defense break. The nice thing about Dover is after he plants his bomb, he gets a 50% attack bar increase, which helps him turn cycle, and that's the reason why I use him over Lively, because I can get that AoE stun off and the attack bar reduction, which just allows me to plant a secondary bomb on whatever unit I'm trying to eliminate, like Theo. Now, as you see, it was a pretty clean, easy victory. This is my Light Golem. He is currently on a defense HP build. I will be switching him over to a defense crit damage defense build. I just like the tankiness for more sustainability. My Rakuni's not overly fast. Decent HP on a Bio broken set. Like I said, I use what I got. You'll see that a lot of my units are on broken sets, and that's because I don't particularly RTA too much, and I use the runes that drop. And not a big pay-to-win player, so this is my Sierra. Decent attack, decent speed. Once again, violent broken. Everyone complains about rune drops. We all have the same chances for runes, unfortunately. So what I do is I focus in on what legendaries I can find. I plus them up to plus 12 and then re-app. And that's where most of my best runes have come from, are from re-apps, at least with the speed sub. As you saw, my Tiana's plus 198 speed. Now, for this match, I'm going up against a Feng Yang, Water Pony, and a Perna. Second round is a Xingze, Rakan, and Wusa. Now, once again, this is my generic safe comp. I just buff with Luis, take out the threat, which is Feng Yang. It's the only defense break over there. And after that, the match is over. Water Pony on defense is not a good unit, and that's specifically why I brought in Bulwark, because the Water Pony's AI is going to keep putting up buffs every turn, which is going to keep my Bulwark's knowledge at a reasonable level, whether or not be full or at least plus 3 knowledge, which will allow me to keep sustaining my team. Louise also has a heal on her skill 3, so even if Perna decides to go bio crazy and throw out a couple of procs onto my Louise, I was in no danger of ever losing that particular unit. and it's doing its job of entertaining the Perna while I allow my Molong to cycle through his skills so I can Reckless. I don't like the ponies on defense. I mean, I know RNG does play a key factor in this game, like with Diana and her turn cycling capabilities, but the water one, other than the defense buff for the Feng Yang, really provided no synergy for the team and really allowed me to take advantage of the current setup to get an easy victory. So when you're building a defense, you want to think about not only what are your best units, but what are the units that can be used to counter it. And that way you might get a little bit more viability out of this defense. Now this one I was just having fun. I brought in 2 fire units to make sure the Wind Monkey went for my Leo. I knew Rakan, because of elemental advantage, would also go for my Leo. And I brought in Juno for the strip, which unfortunately during this match, even with her high accuracy, failed me. But the whole purpose of this defense is to get Leo killed, so I can come back and then nuke something with an attack buff. And as you see, they go right, the AI goes and does what the AI does. They target my Leo dies, and now Wusa has an untimely death. 61k damage with attack buff, full heal, and now I just got to cycle through my turns and do it again. The next target will be the Wind Monkey. Even with his passive, I know my Leo is going to be able to pretty much handle him. It's a nice little fun combo with Vanessa. A lot of people rely on Vanessa in RTA. She is a viable unit for Guild Wars and Siege in niche comps. I really like that unit. I was fortunate enough to get her pretty on in my Summoner's War career. As you see, my Juno once again fails the strip, and Rakan goes a little collapse happy, and this is where he does his self in, puts the dot on my Leo, which gives me Torrent, and my Leo is very high on the crit, so I wasn't worried about him missing crit on a fire unit, even with elemental disadvantage. This is my Luis, plus 136 speed on a Swift Revenge set. I like that for the ability to stun on a Revenge. Once again, my Bulwark, 128 speed, decent HP, decent defense. On a Focus Will Shield build, and that's just to gain the extra stacks at the beginning. If at any point anyone's running even one set of Will on the other side, that provides me the 30% life reduction, so I can go in and then snipe. This is my Leo, no speed, decent HP, decent defense, good attack, Vampire broken. I'm hoping to get him on a Nemesis set, and that's what I'm building him towards, and this is my Vanessa. Bioenergy, like I said, I don't RTA all that much. 99% accuracy on my Juno, 114 speed, Despair Focus. And that is my after action review. If you guys saw anything that you liked, please comment below. If you see anything that I could have improved, once again, please comment below. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. You guys have a great day.